Wait, are we recording?
Yes, Jess, we're recording.
Well, welcome to
Two Girls, No Plan.
Where nothing is scripted
And it's all our honest opinions.
with a few chaotic moments.
So tune in
Buckle up.
and grab a glass of your favourite drink,
Unless
unless you're driving.
Hey guys, welcome back to a new episode. Does dream jobs really exist? You actually might have heard on the news the other day, they mentioned that employment rate is up by 0.1%.
Woo, go us Australians. We're getting jobs again.
Well, they mentioned...
Minus me.
Yeah, but you have your reasons. If everyone didn't already realise, Jess has been hit with a whole bunch of chronic illnesses that have now debilitated her to not be able to work.
Yes.
So-
And it's very sad. But I do actually have some good news on that.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear about this.
I got a casual job.
What? I'm just hearing about this now.
I do. I have a casual job, but I'll explain that to you later.
Okay, no worries.
Because I don't know if it's like fully set in yet. But that's some good
And
news
you don't
for
want
this
to, yeah,
week.
yeah. I was gonna say you don't want to get your hopes up either, too, as well.
Exactly.
That's fair.
Yeah.
No, but on the news the other day, they mentioned that unemployment rates went down from so much, went down from 4.5% to 4.4%. Can you believe it? 0.1%.
That 1%.
I know. But in saying that, that meant that 40,000 people got jobs.
Yeah, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully everyone out there is getting some money in with the cost of living these days.
I know. I've just had to pick up a whole bunch of extra shifts lately, and I'm doing 12 days out of the next 2 weeks. For the next 2 weeks, yeah. So out of the 14 days, I'm doing 12 days.
Think about that money.
I know. Bloody better be worth it. And in my job, like in other jobs, you probably think you'd get over like $2,000 for doing that. No, not me. Not in my job.
No, sadly, which we'll talk about
A little
later
bit
on with our jobs and stuff. But
Yeah.
do we think that dream jobs really exist?
I definitely do think that you can. I definitely think there is dream jobs out there, but I think the thing that stops us is money at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think that's also one of the big reasons for me personally is
Yeah.
the money. Like the dream jobs, I feel like don't pay enough.
No.
Like unless you're going to be like a doctor or a surgeon or something like that. But realistically, it's not going to pay the bills, I feel like.
No, because it's just like, and mind you, I think another thing that stops people actually as well is education. Because you might
Yeah.
like I want to go, I would love to become a doctor, but my goodness, it's like 8 years of medical school and also the costs that are associated with that too as well. Like that
It's
stops
so
a lot
expensive.
of people.
I'm pretty sure in Sweden or overseas, I don't know, somewhere overseas, they actually have free education for like universities and stuff. So like for the
Jeez.
doctors and all those like high class
Yeah.
jobs and stuff.
Maybe I have to move to Sweden, but don't let my mum hear that.
I
She'll
don't-
stop me.
Drop a comment if you know which country it is, but I think it is Sweden from memory.
I do like the fact that Australia rolled out
Oh,
more like
Switzerland.
free TAFE courses and things like that. But the
Mm,
thing is, what really annoys me is when I did my diploma of nursing,
yeah.
I had to pay, and now I've got still like an $18,000 HEX fee or help debt thing. And then the following year, literally the following year, they made it free.
Yeah, which I find that's very frustrating as well. And the fact that you, as well, there's some people that get paid during their training, and there's other people that don't get trained for their training, like trainings and stuff. They get paid
apprenticeships.
for their apprenticeships, but then nursing or veterinarian or any of those sort of jobs don't get paid. And I don't understand the
Like
fairness. in
I
that.
had to do 400 or 450 hours of unpaid like nursing, and mind you, a lot of the other healthcare workers out there know that when you're doing placement, they literally use you as a scapegoat for everything. So it's
Yeah.
like, oh, this person needs to, be cleaned or, be washed. You can go do that. I'm like, oh, yep, I've already done like 10 of those this week. Can I help you with medications? Oh, no, you should go off
You
and
got to
do
do all the
this.
shitty jobs.
Yeah.
You got to start off with the shitty jobs to be able to do the good jobs.
Exactly.
But it's just sad.
No, but I definitely do think there are the dream jobs do exist, but I think that people that have money and have more resources are more inclined to get those dream jobs. And I think that for us that have to pay a lot of money or don't have the time to do education because they've got a full-time family, full-time job, things like that, it does stop you.
Yeah, no, I agree as well. I do believe it is out there. I haven't found it yet, but I do believe it's out there.
Now, there's also a debate topic. And what is that
Yes.
topic, Jess?
can are your co-workers really your friends, or can they be your friends?
Yeah, I have actually a lot to say because I work in healthcare, and so you really need to make sure that the people in your corner are the people that are actually lifting you up and not secretly talking behind your back. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you've dealt with that too? Jess has actually worked with all of her siblings too as well.
I have. I've worked
You'd
with
hope they're your friends.
all of my siblings, apart from Jared, I technically worked on a shift with as well.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, I've worked with all. I don't think coworkers can be your friends. I'm gonna be
Really?
opposite because I have faced a lot of two-faced people
Yes.
throughout every career that I've had. Now,
Yep.
most of my careers that I've had are mostly men-based
Like
jobs,
men-driven jobs.
men-driven jobs. But so like, I'm not going to be really friends with them outside of work anyway. Realistically, like it's just shits and giggles at work. But in hospitality,
Ooh.
and if there's sorry females out there, but if there's females in the job, I find that they will say something nice to you one time and the next time they're talking shit behind your back.
Super bitchy.
So I haven't had a good run in.
No.
I don't think I have any friends from work outside other than people that I've already were friends with
Yeah.
that work with. Like I've worked with a lot of friends as well.
Technically,
so
I've worked 2 shifts with you too
Yeah,
as well, actually.
exactly.
And so has her partner as well.
yeah.
And our other friends as well, actually,
Yeah,
too as
I've
well.
worked with a lot of friends and family.
Yeah.
And I'm still friends. So you can work with friends and family. It does actually work out.
In saying that, interjects into that, you've got to make sure that you don't let something that's happened at work ruin your friendship.
Yes,
Because I definitely
that's
think
true.
that could have happened with you, because Jess was also in a manager type position
Yeah,
at one point
true.
too,
Yeah.
and that definitely did
yeah.
rub people. a
Yeah,
bit.
unfortunately, sometimes you got to like put your boss hat on at work and then be like, oh, guys, it's just because I have to
We
be
can't
your
muck
boss right now.
around.
Like, and
Yeah.
you got to be serious occasionally.
Yeah.
But I think I managed that pretty well, surprisingly. There were only a few times where I had to like pull in my brother or
Yeah.
partner or friend in, but like most of the time I think we
It's
did pretty
been-
well.
yeah. See, I've had, like Jess was saying, it's the opposite. I've actually had I get along with a lot of people at my job. Like
Yeah.
I work in a clinic and I work in pathology, which is separate to the clinic. And it's just like I get along with a lot of the pathology girls. There are a few that I don't get along with, and it's really frustrating because I do try and get along with everyone, and I'll follow people's lead. If they're doing the right thing, I'm like, right, I'll just follow your lead. Easy, no problem at all. I don't like to step on toes. But I think 90% of everyone I get along with, everyone at the practice I get along with, all the doctors I get along with, all the nurses and receptionists I get along with. But also I know that you've got to be very careful what you do say. That's one thing
Yes.
I've learned, is there's things I've said and I'm like, I probably shouldn't have even mentioned that. And then I find that there's certain things I don't mind that gets around. Like I mentioned that I was going to Japan and then
Yeah.
studying, and that goes around and everyone
Yeah,
actually
everything
asks
goes
me,
around so
yeah,
quickly.
all it takes is
All
for
the
you to
work
tell one
gossip.
person and then they'll tell their, and I
Yeah.
get texts like, oh, hope everything's going well with this and that, which is fine. But also I was meant to study this year and I didn't end up doing it. So it's still pretty awkward when I get those text messages, how's studying going? And I'm
And then
like,
she has to awkwardly say,
I'm like,
no.
what studying?
What study do you mean?
I'm like, you mean next year? You
But
got
you
to
actually
confuse.
go to lunch and stuff with people too. See,
I
I wish I
do.
had that, but I
Yeah.
just don't have that.
And some of those ladies, and one of them's actually leaving now too as well. So there's actually only one of the ladies, and they're all from the clinic I work at.
Yeah.
Actually, we all go out for brunch and things, and there's only one lady, my lovely Tracy, that she's still at the practice. You
Tracy?
better not leave. I'll be very sad if she leaves.
Don't leave, Tracy.
Because one of the other girls are leaving, but I still catch up with them. Like we go out for brunch, and one of them just had a baby too as well.
Yeah,
So.
I'm low key jealous of that. I will say I did forget about someone, and I feel so bad. But Jules from work, she's like a work mum.
Oh
And
yeah.
we call each other work wifey. So
Oh, I love that.
okay, you can be friends with some coworkers, I do believe.
Yeah.
But we're saying that we haven't even caught up outside of work though too. So like,
But I know
it's
that
like,
if she messaged you out of the blue, you'd be like, yeah, let's
I would
go.
be like, let's go.
Yeah.
But hasn't, obviously, busy lives, busy schedules.
Can I mention actually, when you said work wife, have you ever seen those TikToks of people making really weird like work wife, work boy, like work husband?
Oh,
There's this one
yes.
creator, go her. I watch her. She makes it so cringe, but honestly, she's awesome. I can't remember her name. I'll actually put it here. You guys should watch it. It's pretty cringe. she makes so many awkward, like she plays as like the work wife, and then she'll say things to like the actual wife, like, you know, you shouldn't be here, you're gonna distract him from work. I'm his work wife.
Wife.
Like I'm here for him. You're here, you're there at home. I'm his wife here. And I was like, oh my God, like there's
But I think it
people.
actually work. I think there's actually people that do call each other work husband, work wife.
Yeah.
As a partner and a girlfriend, I think I'd get so jealous of
And you'd
that.
get cringed out.
Because I think most of the time cheating does happen in the workplace.
It does though. Literally, I feel like if you look at a statistic, and I really should look this up, is like I feel like definitely it has to be like 50% because it's always the people that you know too as well.
Yeah, there's so
But
much
you
co-work
can't tell me that
cheating
if
going
you
on.
went to Jordan's work and then he had someone going, "Oh, you're the girlfriend of my work husband," and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, nah. See, I had a little low-key experience with that with an ex and them communicating with one of the other work colleagues outside of work, and
Ah.
I was getting quite frustrated with that, and there was a few things going on. So I would say that, yeah, I'd get quite jealous of that.
Look, if I was in a relationship, I probably would be
Yeah.
too as well, to be fair.
Let's talk about our jobs that we've had.
Yeah,
though.
quite
Do you
a
want to
few.
start off first? 'Cause
I've had the
I
least
think
amount
I've
of
had the
jobs.
most,
Yeah, I've had the
unfortunately.
least amount of jobs. So when I actually didn't get my first job, this sounds so bad. I didn't get my first job until I was 19, but I have reasons for that. I obviously did high school, and then while I was doing high school, where a lot of people might get part-time jobs, I actually was doing childcare at the same time too. So I was studying childcare, I was going to school, and then I was doing placement. So that took up a
I
chunk
actually
of my
forgot
time.
about that. I feel so bad. I actually forgot that you did that.
Yeah, so I actually I have a
Jesus.
certificate in childcare. So
There you go.
would I ever go back? Hell no. And just to give you an idea, when I did that, I remember working in the same childcare my sister went to, and it was so sad because I wanted to go to her room, but obviously you can't do that. And I
Yeah.
knew I shouldn't have been because I would have done favoritism. I remember this
100% she would have.
one boss, I was like, my God, do you not like her at all? And she kept telling me off. And I'm like, you do realize we pay to go, my sister goes here. Like, my mum pays a lot of money. And I remember coming home and being like, Mum, like, I'm getting so annoyed at, this boss. And she's like, yeah, that makes sense. She comes off like a bitch. And my mum's a really nice person. So, if my mum's saying that, she's like, yeah.
She's a bitch.
So I started in childcare, and then you're like, oh, okay, so why didn't you get a job after that in childcare? Well, I did the first year of childcare, and that was meant to be enough, but no, you needed to do an extra year and a diploma on top of that. So I was like, I don't want to stay in childcare.
Yeah.
I just did it because I needed to do a course at the time for VCAL in high
Yeah,
school.
that's right. Yeah.
But I knew, and a lot of people that knew me were like, you're going to get in healthcare as soon as you graduate. And I did, because the second I graduated, I was applying for nursing, and we finished, for me, I finished, because Jess didn't finish high school. I finished high school in September, and I started my nursing degree in January.
Yeah.
So I did that for a year and a half. And then when I got to near the end of my course, because I had aged care through nursing, I got a support worker gig, and that was my first ever job. And I was like, I was very unorganized when I first did that interview. I was actually very surprised I got the job, but they must have been like, this girl seems pretty
You
nice.
probably told their ears off.
Yeah, actually.
They were like, now we just got to give her
She's
a
like,
job.
she won't shut up. We want you.
We want you.
So then I got a support worker job, and that company was really good. But I will say that within the first 3 months, there was a really serious thing that happened, not involving me, but involving another. I'm going to block that out again.
She did it again.
And then I got a job in 2021.
You accidentally blibbed the name there. So
Yeah.
Edit that.
My goodness, I love talking about it.
She got a job in nursing.
As an enrolled nurse.
As an enrolled nurse.
As a
yes.
community enrolled nurse.
Yes.
And I actually really liked this job at the start. I actually thought it was awesome. I got to wear pink scrubs, and I thought that was awesome, but they
That's
didn't
cute.
have my size, which made me feel a bit insecure because they literally had extra large, and then the next size from extra large was 4XL.
Oh god, that's a big jump.
So I had to wear a massive smock scrub, and if every time I drove with my windows down, my little Subaru, I'd be flying in the air. Like my top would literally go like that. And it was I was so annoyed. And I literally kept messaging my boss at the time. I was like, is there, and she's like, I'm so sorry, that's the only sizes they go up.
Cruel.
That's
shit.
And so I was like, okay, then no worries. I kept that job for 6 months, I believe, and I actually did really enjoy it. But I was getting really annoyed because I wasn't really doing any nursing duties. I was doing all personal care
Yeah, it was
duties.
more like aged care duties, wasn't
And
it?
yeah, and
Yeah.
one good thing was I was getting paid as a nurse rate doing personal care duties, which was great because it was casual. So I was getting paid over $30 an hour, which was pretty good at the time. And I kind of missed that, but obviously, again, it was casual. And I was just like, I'm not happy right now. And I really wanted to keep looking for nursing jobs. And I found another nursing job, and that one also wasn't for me. And I was just, at this point, I was like, literally to my friends, I'm like, I don't even know if I'm cut out to be a nurse.
Yeah.
And I was like,
She was
need-
second guessing herself.
and I was like, do you know what? I'm going to do something in healthcare. I'm going to take a break from nursing and see where that leads me. And so I did my pathology course as soon as I left that company, did my pathology course. Then I got my certificate, and then I got a job straight away. I got a job within a month. Actually, I got 2 offers for jobs within a month, and I took the first one, which was full time, but they weren't very supportive because they're in the city.
Mhm.
And it was either me taking 2 trains, driving to the station, taking 2 trains, and walking to get to the hospital I was working at, or go there to drive and pay for $60 a day for parking.
Yeah. See, I think if you're working as a hospital, as a nurse or
Pathology.
doctor, pathology, or anything it may be, if you're at the hospital, I believe that you should get free parking.
Absolutely.
Or there has to be like a section for staff only that's free
And
or something like
I
that.
actually kept pushing it out. Like I said to my friends, I'm still going. They're like, you're still going? I'm like, yep, I'm paying for the parking or I'm doing the commute. I was actually really pushing. Like I stayed there for about 2.5, 3 months. And it got to the point where I was literally almost ready to get like signed off and everything like that. And and then my trainer was being such a bitch. Like, to give you a bit of an idea, we were in a hospital, and this is a new hospital because I had to change hospitals throughout because you have to work at different places. And she was like, where's north, like, and east and south west? I was like, oh, I don't know. She goes, how do you not know your way around this hospital? I'm like, this is my second day here. She's like, you need to know your way around the hospital. How do you not know north, east? I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, do you need me to get a freaking compass out?
We both thought the same thing.
And I thought, I didn't think it was that bad, but at the time, an ex-friend that was also at the company with me, she was like, Shani, she's been really rude to you. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, I can't handle this anymore. The pay's okay, and I'm getting full-time work. And but I'm like, I'm not happy because I'm having to drive so far and pay $60 a day, or I'm having to commute 2 hours every day to get to work.
it's
Like,
not fair.
I was with Jess and Haley after a shift, and I literally kept falling asleep on the couch because I was so exhausted.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, do you know what? I'm going to try one more time. I went to that other job offer. I actually said to them, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I feel like your company might work out better for me. I only had to take like a train into where I had to like do my training. I actually only had to be doing training for 2 weeks because they saw I've got healthcare experience and they were pretty happy with me. And the reason I didn't take that job in the first place was because it was part-time. I was like, oh, okay. But I took it on, and I can pick up shifts whenever I want. So even though I'm doing part-time hours, I pretty much pick up shifts where I can, and I do full-time hours when I can.
Yeah.
And now I've been at that pathology company for almost 5 years now.
Yeah, she's done well. And I think that job does suit you.
Yeah, I love
like
it.
her. And I get to go and have her take my blood as
It's
well,
great.
which is amazing.
It is.
I'd
and-
rather go to Shani than anyone else.
Aw, and she, do you know what? She definitely cheered me up with that because she was always like, "Oh, people can't get me on the first go." And first time I did it for Jess, I got her on the first go.
Yeah, she did.
So
She's really good at her job. So if you ever need a blood test done,
Come
go
to me.
to her work.
Yeah.
Which we probably shouldn't disclose
No.
anyway.
No.
But
Just find me.
Just find her somehow.
But I've been doing that job and I really enjoy it, and it's definitely helped me get confidence, my work ethic back, and things like that. And I'm actually decided to make a big leap of faith, and I'm going to try a different career next year. And it may be nursing and it might be something different, but either way, I've promised myself no matter what, I'm going back to uni and I'm sticking it out. I was meant to do it this year. Life happens. Couldn't do it this year. So I'm going back next year, and no matter what, I needed something different, because a lot of people know in pathology you do not get paid a lot. My pay went up, but it's not enough to be as
they
a
don't
single
get
person.
paid enough. It's ridiculous, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. You guys
No.
deserve a lot more pay.
But yeah, enough about my jobs because that was like 12 minutes of me
Yeah,
talking.
I was like, Shani, this was meant to be brief, but you know what? She wanted to talk about a job, so I let her go.
There you go. Now, you thought mine was a lot. Imagine what Jess is going to
I'll
be.
have to abbreviate mine a lot because, yeah. All right, let's start off.
I'm just going to fix my mic.
As you may have known from our previous episodes, I got a pacemaker when I was 14 years old. Now, I was really big with netball at that time, and unfortunately, that dream kind of got crushed a little bit, and I couldn't really pursue it too much anymore. So my weekends were free and a lot of my weeknights were free now, and I was just bored. I was not used to not having something to do. And I said, fuck it, I'm going to get myself my first job. So I did. I created my resume and I went and applied at a few local, like I handed in my resumes at Fallon and Kate. I was like, can I talk to the manager, please? And then I would talk to the manager, give them my resume. They'll be like, you have to do it online.
I know,
And
now,
I'm like,
and now you have to only do it
I
online.
have to do it online. I'm like, well, can you just take my resume, please? And I was so nice about it. And they'll take it, but I knew they'd just chuck it in the bins. Anyway, I went to this cafe just down the road from mine. And I put in my resume and they're like, next day sort of thing, come in for a trial. Went in for a trial, I got the job.
Wow.
So I was working there casually 1 day a week, I think it started off with. It was
Yeah.
at like a little cafe just doing dishes and taking food or drinks out, that sort of thing. And I progressed over the years. So I worked there from 14 till 17, thereabouts. And I progressed. I was working in the kitchen because I started doing like a TAFE course at the time in cookery, which wasn't really what I wanted to do either. So I ended up quitting the course and just working at the cafe. And then I started a casual job at Shanica's. Actually, I shouldn't. Oh, no, that's fine. At Shanica's in Berwick.
They're really good.
They're really good pasta, and they're really like, I had it last night. It's so delicious.
Did anyone recognize you?
Yeah, one of them did.
Oh.
They're absolutely amazing. I love Shanica's. The people, the family, like it's so family orientated. It's amazing. So I started working casually there, but what I wanted to do is wanted to get more experience at the front house instead of in the kitchen because I'd been previously working in the kitchen for the last couple of years. So I was like, I want more like waiting sort of job. Anyway, I went in for the interview and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't offer you any front of staff, but I see you've got experience in back. Are you sure you don't want to restart your apprenticeship? I was like, look, no, I don't. And she's like, okay, that's fine. I can put you on casually and we can just start you off on bread and slowly work you up. And I was like, no worries. Anyway, long story short, I impressed the hell out of them with my work ethic. And
one thing you need to know about Jess, she's got a freaking fantastic work ethic.
yeah, so I impressed them enough with the work ethic, and I was drunk at the work function at the end of the year and told them I was looking for a full-time job, one of my bosses. Now he went to the other boss and said, oh, Jess is actually looking for a full-time job. The next day or the next week when we came back to work, pretty much she's like, I got a full-time job for you. Do you want to do your apprenticeship? And I was like, no, I still don't want to. She's like, that's fine, but I got to train you up like everyone else here. I was like, that's completely fine with me. I did not know what I was getting my head like self into because I was only working there 3 nights a week while working my other cafe job at the time. So I didn't know what I was getting myself into. So I quit the other job and I started full-time at this job. Oh my God, the hours were bloody ridiculous. It was like 7 a.m. till 5 or 4 p.m. and then back on at 5 and then till 12 o'clock at night. And on our really busy days, we were working till like 1 and I was getting home drenched because you'd be soaking with sweat. I wouldn't be able to wash my clothes by the next day. It was crazy. Anyway, I ended up going back to casual with that job after 2 years and then starting a swimming job. So I was working 2 jobs again, casual swimming teaching and casual at the chef stuff. Anyway, I enjoyed the swimming so much, I quit the Shanica's, but my skin started to flare up as soon as I did that. So I had to look for another alternative. So I started studying in traffic control. Now, at the time, traffic control was like a massive thing. Everyone's like, oh my God, it's so much money. So I started doing traffic control and working the swimming job until I picked up a second job to make sure that I had enough income coming in.
Yeah.
Like I said, I used to have like a really strong work ethic in the sense like I just want money.
And
like
at one
I've
point,
been really
she had
money.
3 jobs too as well, 'cause she had another restaurant
Yeah,
job.
I had another. Oh yeah, I did too.
I know.
had so
I forgot
many
to say I had
jobs.
another job too. I had another cleaning job too as well.
Yeah,
We've done
crazy.
a lot. We've actually done a lot more than
Done
what
a
you
lot.
think.
So yeah, I did traffic control. And then I did a labor job because the traffic control, they were being assholes to me. So then I picked up a labor job while working another traffic control. Then COVID hit. I was jobless for I think 3-4 months. Then I picked up a cleaning job, worked myself up and became manager there. I did really well there. She wanted me to like be like full time there, but I didn't enjoy it. Started working at BWS while working with her as
Which
well.
our friend helped her get that
As
job.
well. And I got him helped him get a job at Shanika, so he really paid me there. And then I found a restoration job, which was by far the longest job. Oh no, the cafe was still the longest job technically. Restoration work was like my thing. I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is exactly what I'm enjoying doing, and I loved it. And I worked myself up into manager role again. And then I was hit with my chronic illnesses and I was on the way up to getting really good money. Like I'd progressed over the years there and I was almost at a package that I really loved.
And she kept
And then I got chronic
and
illness.
she tried so fucking hard.
I
And
was
she
working my
tried to
freaking
stay
ass
even with
off.
the chronic illnesses, and she was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Like, it broke my heart because I know how much she literally would go in there and be like, right, I've been working here for a long time. Let's talk about pay. Like, let's talk about, I'm working, like, just really was like, I'm trying here. And they loved her and they knew that she had a great work ethic.
They recognized my work ethic and they would pay me like incentives at the end of the year and stuff. So, and I was getting good pay rises each year because of how they showed. So they were the bosses that would be like, okay, she's doing really well. She's like proving herself. Let's give her a pay rise or let's give her a little boost here and there. They were that sort of boss. Whereas previous work, nah,
my
they
job
don't
doesn't do that. Like, it's
Yeah.
like you have to be able to set salary as the same person. And I said this the other day. I was like, I've been doing the job for almost 5 years, and someone that's been doing the job for over a year gets the same pay as me.
I think it needs to be on 1, work ethic, 2, how long you've been there, and 3, if they're going a little bit above and beyond, like you said the other day, you cleared out the whole.
I literally did such a big
room.
spring clean. There was no patients waiting, and while there's no patients waiting, you can just look. You shouldn't, but you can get away with just mucking around doing, stuff all. I'm not like that. I do try and get stuff done. I did a massive spring clean. And what annoys me is there's another thing that's getting put into my work that's an extra test we have to do. It's an extra 7 tests that both are like 3 hours and 2 hours long for patients. And you have to do like these breath things every like 7 times in like the 3 hours. Like, it's hard to explain without going into detail, but pretty much it's a whole bunch of things we have to learn. And do you think we're getting extra pay for it? Nope.
And that's where it's like, if there's training in your job, you should get extra pay for that. That's what I
Absolutely.
believe. Like, you got more education than someone else, so you should get paid more. You're highly more qualified. It's like I was doing a lot of the test and tagging. Now I'm not qualified to do that, but no one else in the company was doing it. But I was not getting. But that's also, I guess, why the bosses recognized me more too, because I was doing things that I wasn't supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And I did them anyway. The jobs that no one else wanted to do, I did, like cleaning the equipment.
But I think that's another thing is I watched Jess when we worked like 2 shifts together, and I'm like, she's really like, she really puts it out. And like, and also I'm learning. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing. And she's like, just like, she was good. She was explaining things, and she'd train new people too.
I love training people. Throughout my whole work life, I always worked myself up to a position where I got to train people.
Yeah.
And I was so nice when I'm training. I only had to crack it out. This one guy, he's 16. I was 15 and he just started, and I had to explain the same thing to him every week. When you come into the shift, make sure you like pre-butter a few garlic breads before the night starts. Every single week I had to tell him that. And then my boss comes down and she's like, has he done it yet? And I looked over, I thought he had, because he told me he had done it and he didn't do it. And I cracked my shits at him. I was like, I've told you this every fucking week. I swear at him, but I was nice. At the end of the night, I put him aside. I said, I apologize for earlier today. You are a good worker. It's just, it gets frustrating when I've told you this numerous times.
I'm the same. Like, I really, if a lot of people that have started at my company knows, whenever they're put with me, I'm never ever mean. But there have been a couple of times where I've had to like be like, I've told you this, or like I've mentioned this so many times. I should not have to repeat myself. Like a
Yeah.
few times it's one thing, but I remember one time a certain coworker, I had to repeat myself about the same thing about a certain test like over 6-7 times.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I said to this person, I was like, I should not have to repeat myself. Like, this is getting ridiculous. Like, come on. Like, at the end of the day, we're working with people's tests, and they're, whether it's bloods or samples or whatever it is, or ECGs, you need to make sure it's done correctly. Like,
Yeah.
I'm very, I'm like, you need to make sure you're doing your job correctly, that you don't risk, jeopardizing someone's sample or test results, because at the end of the day, it is literally life and death.
Literally.
But-
Well, let's end this off with a funny work story, shall we?
Yay.
What is your funniest work story or most embarrassing work story?
Okay, so this is at the current job that I'm at. Mind you, this job, when I first started, I'd be at multiple different locations. I was at this one location where you walk out and there's like a waiting room full of people, right? Waiting room
They're
full of
waiting to
people.
be stabbed.
Exactly. They're waiting to see me. And I'm already under the pump because it's just me at this point, and it's busy. Like, this location gets really busy. They need to have more than one person. It's shocking. And so I remember being like, I did a patient and they walked out and I realized they left their asthma inhaler behind and their ventilator. And I was like, oh my God, I need to give this back, right? I grabbed it. I ran out ready to give it to them. The second I stepped out in the waiting room full of people, as soon as my foot hit the carpet, I farted really loudly in front of the whole waiting room.
I remember I was like, is this the story about the one that you
Yeah.
farted?
And it was so loud. Literally, everyone looked at me. And instead of stopping, I kept running and I farted a bit more. I went,
She literally it's like
literally. And I ran and I gave him the inhaler. I said, sir, you left your inhaler. He said, oh, thanks, love. I was like, no worries. Have a great day. Turn. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have to walk past them all because that's the only way you can get there. And so
Back through your
I
stench.
quickly walked really fast. And I was like, okay, hopefully they think it was the floor and not my ass. And then when I came back out to grab more people, I'd noticed it wasn't a lot, but about 1 or 2 people had left. And I was like, yeah, I would have left too. So embarrassing.
Especially with
And-
your farts.
And
That's
it's
not
just like,
nice.
I have to see every single person afterward that, like after.
That was so embarrassing. Oh my God, I'm getting secondhand embarrassment from that.
Yeah.
No, that's
Also,
embarrassing.
if you want to, hear that story a little bit more, go check out my TikTok, Shani_Lee, type 1 diabetic.
Yep, go and follow her.
Yep.
My funniest story would have to be the washing chicken incident. Now, I'll have to quickly say it. I would love to explain the whole thing, but basically, this long story short was there was cooked chicken in the oven. One of my managers asked me to take it out and go and wash it. Now, what she meant was she wanted me to wash the tray, okay? But she sounded like she said wash the chicken. So I went out to out the back of the kitchen, okay? I looked at that tray and I was like, this is cooked chicken. Why is she telling me to wash cooked chicken? I looked at it. I was like, okay, I'm going to go and ask again because, if you're not sure, you go and ask.
Oh, exactly.
So I went and asked again. I was like, you want me to wash the chicken? She says, yes, can you please wash the chicken? And I was like, okay, so I went out the back. I grabbed the cooked chicken. I ran it under the water. Mind you, I was 15 or just 15 at this time. Wash the chicken, and the chef comes around, like the bakery chef comes around, and he's like, Jess, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm washing the chicken. I was already in half a bowl. And yeah, that's what ended up happening. And then it was meant to be washing the chicken.
Can I ask,
tray.
did you put soap or anything like that on them?
No, I didn't
Oh,
do
thank
so.
God. Can you imagine? She's like, and she's like, what? And I thought you were going to talk about, because a lot of people wash raw chicken.
Yeah.
The fact that
That's
you're
what I was
washing
so-
cooked
It
chicken.
was cooked chicken, and I was like, am I meant to? And she said scrub it, right? She's like, scrub the tray. She was meaning to scrub the tray. And I was like, so I was there scrubbing the chicken going, oh, she must want the oil off the chicken or some shit like this. Okay, long story short though, we ended up having to use the chicken or else it would have been a waste, and we had no other product for the
You
next
gave
day.
chicken to your
So
customers.
they chopped it up very finely and put it in with the chicken mix the next day.
Here's some
Which
extra
I-
flavour for you today.
I feel like it wouldn't have mattered too much.
No, I think it would
But-
have mattered if you put. But hey, if you're gonna do it again, make sure you use lemon dish soap. Give it a nice lemony flavour.
I
You
was
know what I mean?
so embarrassed. But like, wouldn't you explain it, right? No, can you? But then again, it's common sense as well not to wash the chicken. But I was also 15 years old. Like I was young and I just started out this job. So like,
Yeah, guys, I got this. I'll wash a chicken.
wash a chicken.
Oh my
But yeah, if you
God.
ever need someone who specializes in washing chicken, call me. I'm your girl.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to eat any more of your food now.
Get turned off.
But we hope you guys enjoyed
Yes.
this episode talking about our jobs. It went a little bit longer than we expected,
Yes.
but I think we've just got so much to talk about.
I'm actually surprised we need to like have like 2-part series to
Every
everything we talk
episode.
to because we got just so much to
Well,
talk about.
this episode will be a part 1, and you never know, there might be a part 2 and a part 3. But for now,
Potentially, it's part 1.
yeah, but this is part 1, and yeah, again, hope you guys enjoyed.
Have you enjoyed?
Let us know your favorite job down below.
Yes, make sure you comment below, and we'll all see you in our next episode. I think we got a special guest in the next episode, actually. We got our first guest, actually.
Who is it? I wonder.
All right, guys, catch up.
Bye.
Yay.
Good job. That was great.
That was good.
We fucked up barely anything.
Those help.
Thank you for listening to Two Girls, No Plan.
We hope you enjoy this episode.
Please like, comment, and share.
We look forward to chatting your ears off on the next episode.
Oh, and please do not forget to hit subscribe.
We need to pay these bills.
Like, really, we really do.